Oh, Nicole, I am so drained. I could barely get out of bed this morning.
Same. Work has been so tiring, I don't have the mental capacity for school anymore. And this horrible weather is not helping.
Me too. I've applied to colleges and completed 87.5% of high school already. I do not see a point of being here every day.
You know, people talk about how hard junior year is, but no one prepares you for senior year. The whole college process, combined with school and extracurriculars, is crazy stressful.
You're right. The first semester drained any remaining academic drive out of me. I guess you could say I have senioritis.
Senioritis? That sounds serious. Is there a cure? Are you okay, Hayden?
Nicole, senioritis describes seniors who have lost all motivation to do well in school because they feel like it is already over.
Oh, yeah, I definitely have that. I miss when I was at Foothills. Middle school was such simpler times.
And I miss junior high in Hong Kong. But anyway, right now I just want to take a nap at home.
All right, then let's get the show started. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Hayden.
Welcome to Show 19.
March 1st is a backwards schedule day. Due to aspect testing, the school day will start with 6th period and end with 1st period. Mark your calendars so you don't walk into the wrong class, Apaches.
This Tuesday, our high school received an anonymous threat which sent the entire school on lockdown. Unfortunately, our school isn't the only campus in the SGV that has received these threats. Here's Adam for more information on the situation.
Throughout the past few weeks, high schools across the San Gabriel Valley area have been receiving numerous threats and as a result have been put into lockdowns. Just this Tuesday, our own high school have received a similar call and as well as Alhambra High School.
Throughout the past 2 weeks, Almonte, Duarte, Roseme, and unfortunately alongside some other surrounding high schools have all recently been the target of malicious threats. During 6th period, Arcadia Police Department received an anonymous phone call with a man who said that there would be an active shooter event at our very own high school.
Arcadia Police Department received a 911 call from a male indicating that he was at the Arcadia High School and he was going to shoot people. Arcadia Police Department responded to the high school and the school was placed on lockdown. They also performed a search of the campus and determined that there was no threat and no one had been injured.
As administrator, we are going to work as fast as we can to release you from your room, so hold tight. We will be there ASAP. Thank you so much for following all the rules and being a part of keeping our campus safe.
Coincidentally, we were already working on this story, but it was originally regarding the neighboring high schools. And it just so happened that our school went on lockdown while we were still working on this. Thus, we wanted to get some information on what the school felt, so we went to Mrs. Stillman.
So there was a little bit of confusion, but as soon as you realize, oh, this is the lockdown bell, immediately students and staff sprung into action. I was speaking with a teacher today and she said, as soon as we knew that the bell had gone on, that's millisecond too long and we realized what was happening, she immediately went to close and lock her door. And by the time she was closing the door and walking back in, students had already pulled the shades down and were on the ground in the appropriate location. I'm really, really proud of all of our students and staff. But I have to say an overwhelming feeling I have is just how devastating it is that we have to be good at this. I don't want that for our students. I don't want that for our world. So while I feel proud in one area, I just feel almost irate as a person that this is the world we live in.
I think everyone should always be on alert and be cautious of their surroundings. If they see something suspicious, they should report it immediately.
Gosh, I wish I had all the words to make everyone feel safe and comfortable here. I care so much about the safety of our students and our staff, and I just want everyone to know that they're surrounded by people who care about them and their safety, and I just want everyone to look out for each other. If you see someone who's struggling, that you are the person who brightens their day a little bit and maybe helps them get help, and that's for all of us because this is a traumatic thing to experience. So I just want everyone to be there for each other.
With all these events happening, it is important for students to always stay on high alert. If you see something, say something. This has been Adam, and I'll see you guys next time.
Tomorrow is Orchestra's annual benefit dinner at the Masonic Center located beside the Arcadia Public Library at 3:30 p.m. Come hear me play some beautiful music, the perfect way to spend the weekend. Next Tuesday, First Avenue Color Guard is having a California Pizza Kitchen fundraiser at the mall. It lasts all day and CPK will donate 20% of its sales. Use promo code BACK20% at checkout. Even if you didn't go to FA, make sure to go support this team coached by an APN alumni.
Out of all the new movies coming out, the newest Marvel edition, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, has been the most anticipated. Let's head to Heidi to see what her thoughts are on this new movie.
Thanks, Nicole. Hey, Apaches. I watched Ant-Man last weekend, walking in the theater with very high expectations because it's a Marvel film, walking out with a little disappointed. Don't get me wrong, the beginning of the film was a little funny, the cinematography of the film is really breathtaking, and the design of the characters in the quantum world are very fascinating to watch. Most of Marvel films are supposed to involve a lot of action, but it felt more like a family movie after I watched the first act. Don't even get me started on how some of the scenes seemed green screened, and the entire film has a very basic storyline. The CGI in this movie was nothing compared to other Marvel movies. By that I mean it was bad. We can really tell the budget was short. This movie kinda gives me the vibe of an expensive Shark Boy and Lava Girl remake. The casting of Cassie was one of the positives, as the actress was excellent as the grown-up version of the spunky Cassie we previously saw. Overall, I rate this movie 3 ants out of 5. This has been Heidi, back to the anchors.
On March 3rd, Link Crew will be hosting another exhilarating night for our freshmen. From 3:30 to 5 p.m., there will be multiple game stations set up for a fun game night. Shout out to my fundraising team. And freshmen, don't forget to bring your school ID.
Wow, Hayden, you're in so many groups. Link Crew, Orchestra, APN. You must be burnt out.
Man, I am beyond that. All this work is draining my energy, but hard work always pays off, right?
True, and that's the same mindset as our Apache athletes. Let's go to our sports anchor. Whoa, what happened to you, Ethan? It's too soon for you to be having senioritis. You're still a junior.
Well, Jenna Ortega has still left me on delivery, but I don't want to talk about it. I do want to talk about our sports teams though. This week, we have a stacked Apache sports coming up for you. Rahul will tell us more about the baseball game against L.I.E that just happened on Wednesday. But before that, let's send it to Hayden as we celebrate our senior athletes getting signed for college sports.
Thanks, Ethan. We are back with another sports signing ceremony, this week featuring seniors L.I.E and Tiana Smith. To start off, we have L.I.E, who was just signed to Williams College and will continue to pursue diving in the New England Small College Athletic Conference. L.I.E has previously competed twice in the USA Diving Nationals and is currently diving for Pacific Diving and Gymnastics Academy. Next up, Tiana Smith was signed to University of Maine for softball. Despite battling an ankle injury in the past years, Tiana has been crucial for the softball team as an outfielder with a career batting average of .409 and 32 runs batted in. Congratulations to L.I.E and Tiana. We thank you for all your dedication in sports, and we wish you all the best in college.
Our boys baseball team has been hard at work battling even the weather to make sure they succeed in their games. To see how the baseball team fared in their game this past Wednesday against L.I.E, let's send it over to Rahul.
Thanks, Ethan. Whether it be rain or hail, our boys baseball team continued to give it their all for the third place playoff game of the Pizza Chalet tournament, and their efforts definitely paid off. Going up against L.I.E, our Apaches were extremely dedicated to try and win the third place playoff game of the Pizza Chalet tourney. Both teams started off cold for the first 2 innings, which may be due to the weather, but when the third inning came around, Arcadia put on their game face and scored a whopping 9 runs, including an absolute beauty of a home run by number 8 Fernando Palencia. The 4th and 5th innings also followed with no runs from either team. However, L.I.E started to come back towards the end of the game, scoring 1 run in the 6th inning and 3 more in the 7th, ending the game off with a final score of 9-4, an impressive feat to say the least. A massive congratulations to the team for bringing home this massive achievement. Let's hope they can keep up this energy for their first league game, which is next Tuesday. This has been Rahul, back to Ethan in the studio.
But the baseball team isn't the only ones performing well this week. Boys tennis won against Hoover 18-0 on Tuesday, and on a rainy Wednesday, the softball home game against Notre Dame Academy was cut short and Arcadia lost 1-2. Finally, the boys volleyball team won with the score being 3-2 against LaSalle in their season opener. Before we end sports today, we brought in 3 of our Apache volleyball players, Fuad, Isaiah, and Luke, to ask them some questions as they get closer to the Pacific League. So Fuad, has the team changed anything to deal with the problems you may have faced last season?
This is our second season with Coach Steven, so we've grown more comfortable with him and it allowed our practice to be more intense. We've also put more detail into our serving and our defense.
And Isaiah, what has helped you guys prepare for games?
Oh yeah, so something we do to prepare for games is definitely to eat the right things so we don't end up cramping. And it's also to get in the right mental state and to hype each other up so we can play our best.
Luke, obviously, you guys have your first league game against Burbank in 2 weeks. How are you and the team feeling going into this game?
I'd say we feel pretty confident about this game, but obviously overconfidence is a killer in sports. So the main thing is just we got to stay humble, play hard, and win.
Thank you guys for your time. That sums up Apache Sports for this week. This has been Ethan Chen reporting Apache Sports for the week. Back to the wonderful seniors at the anchor's desk.
You know what time it is, Hayden? Time to end the show and go home.
Finally, I can go lay down and just not move for a couple of hours.
Well, we do still have to come back for 5th and 6th period in this storm.
Nicole, please don't ruin my mood right now.
I'm just stating the truth.
Okay, let's finish this. Make sure to follow our socials down below to keep up with APN.
This has been Nicole.
And Hayden.
See you next week, Apaches.